Hey guys, good afternoon everyone. Just a short video to share with you a concept that I use in my trading almost every single day. It's actually just a bar, not a concept so much, but this one bar, when combined with the right setup, it's by far my favorite reversal bar of all time. So let me show you the TAL. Which was a trade called in the black room today, and the bar is probably stands out immediately is this. I call it the battle bar because it's a bar that shows that there was a battle fought between the sellers and the buyers. So it's a narrow body. There's a narrow range bar. That's called a narrow range bar when the entire range of the candle is narrow. But then there is a bar that has normal or even wider than normal range, but has a very small body. In this case, it has no body, meaning the open and the close, the open and the close of the bar are basically equal. So the narrow range bar, which is a smaller version of it, is nice also. The narrow body is much nicer because the narrow body, again, it confirms that there was indeed a battle fought. And so whoever wins the battle, if price takes out, breaches the high, then you know it's higher, the stock is higher. Now, I don't use anything blindly. You have to make sure you have the right setup. In this case, it was a buy setup / breakout on a gap that retested the rising 20 on a really good gap. So this was actually a trade that I called in the room today. Kind of messed up the exit, but I'll show you why, or I'll show you the exit first. That was the entry, stop, and then the exit was started to go a little climactic. So I trailed it 1 minute bar by bar. Just gonna go to the 1 minute time frame and show you the exit. And it stayed at the high, so I knew to get back in it. So there, see the volume. So it trailed out. Okay, it made, I think, an R, just over an R maybe. I actually have my P&L, so it made 544. I risked 500 per trade. That's an R, right? But then it based at the high today. It never even pulled back at all. So I did mention to the black room that, hey, this is higher still. But I was already busy with something else, which was the NWL, right? Which was actually my best trade today. NWL, if you take a look at the same time, notice by the way that battle bar again, right? That's pretty good, but that's not very good because it's extended. You want to see it when the stock is basing and then pops and then comes right back down. So that makes it also a breakout failure. So I got involved in the NWL short. The NWL should have been the absolute best trade of the week today, but I missed it at the open, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I did the NWL short, and so I knew I couldn't really be scalping both the NWL and the TAL, so I never got back in the TAL. But otherwise, the TL should have been a bigger winner than I was able to capture, basically. So short, another bar, right? Just like I like it. I like them slightly bigger than this, but that's not bad either. That's a better bar, right? Bigger, better. Bigger bar, bigger battle, especially if it happens on large volume. So that was pretty good, and that was actually my best trade today. Here's the NWL at the open. This was a really, really terrific gap today, one of the best gaps, in fact, maybe the best, based on where it ended up gapping to, just under support, right? Or just right at support. In fact, when a stock gaps, I don't like it to break support. I like it to gap right to support, because then after the open, when it breaks support, then all the stops get hit. So I like it actually to not gap below support. In this case, it didn't. So here's the play, but I didn't, I said it verbally, hey, NWL, NWL, but I was already, my fingers were on the keyboard trying to get into UNP. So look at that. High, low, 15-cent stop. Short. Look at this. Amazing. $3 drop, $4 drop. Right? On a 15-cent stop. Not a single prior bar's high got taken out on a 1 minute time frame, meaning if you trailed 1 minute bar by bar, you would have captured all of this until here, right? Amazing. So I didn't catch this because I was trying to get into the UNP, which was my favorite gap today. Broke the long-term trend, and as you can see, it didn't really go anywhere today. So here's the morning trade on the UNP, and I'll show you the play in just a second. So here it is. I mean, that is nice. Tries to go higher, and the green bar turns into a topping tail bar, nice volume. So I'm shorting it here. The problem is I got a 40 cents slippage. I mean, I got a bad fill. So so as soon as I got triggered in, I went to look at something else and I missed the exit there. So it went back up. Now I'm oversized because I got a bad fill. So I had to kill half, basically, almost half. I had 1,000 shares and I killed, I think, 400. And so when it came back down, I took half at 17, which was very nice. And then I took the back half later on at 50. So it dropped again, and then out at 50 here, I guess. So that was the play. So it was a very nice play, but because I killed some, I killed half almost. Where is it? Here it is. So it only made 340 bucks. Otherwise, again, would have been a much better play. And I missed the NWL in the meantime, but I was able to, you know, extract $1,700 from the NWL. So again, the lesson was today about that, what do you call it? The battle bar or the narrow body when combined with a setup. So you can't just do it in a vacuum. You have to make sure you know what you're looking for. I did a workshop, a webinar just a couple of days ago on Tuesday. You can actually reach out to customer service and request the recording. I believe it was recorded. And you know, I just looked at the slides just before I started the video, and look, I taught a pattern called the bleed pattern. Now, while this bar, the battle bar, the narrow body, is my favorite reversal bar of all time, the bleed pattern is my favorite pattern, intraday pattern of all time. So I really, really like the bleed pattern. That's the bleed pattern, by the way, when the stock bleeds sideways into the declining 20. That's a short. But we're not going to talk about this pattern now. We're going to talk about this. See it? That's the pattern. Okay? Especially when it happens on large volume. I don't know if you can see the volume. Yes, you can. You should be able to see it. Especially when it happens on large volume, which again confirms that there was a battle. Look at this. That's a topping tail, but it's also a narrow body bar. And check this out. Now, this is small, so I don't know if you can see it. I have to zoom in a little bit. See this? Beautiful. See this? That's beautiful. Just under it, short. See this? That's beautiful. Look at the volume. That's exactly what you want to see. So that's, and here's one more example. That's something that I use in my trading on a daily basis. The TAL today, going back to the charts, I was looking for a long because the market had pulled back to the 10 o'clock reversal time. So in the morning, right here, 10 o'clock reversal time, I was looking for a long. Almost every single symbol that I looked at failed. Long. Almost every single symbol. You can see the market struggled to go initially. So this is a 15-minute chart, for about 45 minutes to an hour, it couldn't get off the lows. The only symbol that I can think of, actually there were two. The TAL, which worked, took off like crazy. And then the AYX, I believe, was the other one. Those were the two that worked. And the AYX, if you look at the bottom, I believe there was, well, a narrow range bar, not a narrow body. So this was a good reversal bar, but not as good as the bar that I talked about. So those were the only two that worked. And the TAL, as I said, I did it mainly because of that shakeout bar or that battle bar. And then combined with the gap, and I know when a stock gaps from under the 20 to above the 20, retests the 20, it gets a lift. Okay, it gets pushed, it gets bought typically. So that's the concept that I wanted to share with you. All right, that will be all for today. I hope you had your year, the new year is off to a good start for you, and I hope you're doing well. This is earnings season. It's going to be busy. the next 3 weeks or so. Come on by and check out the Black Room if you're interested. And I hope to see you there. If not, I just want to say I wish you a happy, healthy 2018 and best of luck. Thanks everybody.